Imagine this. You need to ask your colleague for help with a report. You type the email and write, "Send me the file today." You hit send, and suddenly it feels too direct, maybe even rude. That's the tricky thing about English requests. One missing word can change the whole tone. In this lesson, we'll learn how to write polite requests in English for the workplace. You'll hear useful phrases, real examples, and short stories from everyday office life. By the end, you'll know how to ask for what you need, clearly, kindly, and confidently. Let's begin with a real example. A few months ago, my student Olivia started a new job in marketing. She sent her first email to a coworker. "Send me the presentation slides by 3 p.m. here." The slides arrived, but the coworker wasn't very friendly afterward. Olivia didn't mean to sound rude. She just translated directly from her native language. In English, though, short requests without softening words often sound like commands. So, how do we make them sound polite? Here's the first strategy. Add a softening phrase before your request. Instead of saying, "Send me the file," say, "Could you please send me the file?" Or, "Would you mind sending me the file?" Both are polite, gentle, and professional. Notice how we add could or would. They're small words, but they make a huge difference in tone. For example, "Could you please let me know when the report is ready?" "Would you mind sharing the updated schedule?" See the difference? You're still asking for the same thing, but it feels cooperative, not commanding. Let's add a short story. Tom, a team leader in an IT company, used to message his junior developers like this: "Fix this bug ASAP." They always did the job, but the atmosphere was tense. After our lesson, he changed his tone. "Hey, could you please take a look at this bug when you have a moment?" Same message, softer tone. And suddenly the team felt more motivated and open. Now here's the second strategy. Explain the reason for your request. When you show context, your message feels more human and reasonable. For example, "Could you please send me the final design today? We need it for tomorrow's client meeting." Or, "Would you be able to review this section? I'd love your feedback before we send it to the client." When you give a short reason, you make the request sound thoughtful, not demanding. Let me tell you about Sarah. She worked in finance and often had to ask her boss for approvals. At first, she wrote, "Approve this by end of day." Her boss started replying with short, cold messages. Then she tried, "Could you please approve this today? We need it for the 4 p.m. report." The tone completely changed. Her boss replied, "Of course. Thanks for the reminder." When people understand the why, they're more willing to help. Now, let's move to the third strategy. Add appreciation or empathy. This is the secret ingredient that turns a simple request into a polite and human one. Instead of just saying, "Please send me the report," you can add a little warmth. Like this: "Could you please send me the report when you get a chance? I really appreciate your help." Or, if it's not too much trouble, "Could you please check this section again?" These little phrases, "I really appreciate it," "when you get a chance," "if it's not too much trouble," show empathy. They make your tone friendly and respectful. Let's look at a real situation. Ben, a project coordinator, had to ask the design team for changes again. He used to say, "Change this color to blue." After some tension, he tried a new approach. "Would you mind adjusting this color to blue?" "I know it's a last-minute change. Thank you so much for your flexibility." Mo. Result? The designer smiled, said no problem, and finished the task that same day. Let's pause and review the 3 strategies together. First, add a softening phrase. Second, give a short reason. Third, add appreciation or empathy. Each one makes your request sound more polite and human. When you combine them, you sound confident and kind. The perfect balance for the workplace. Let's practice with a few examples. Direct, send me the details. Polite, could you please send me the details when you have a moment? Direct, I need the update now. Polite, would you be able to share the update now? We're finalizing the report. Direct, tell me the price. Polite, could you please let me know the price when it's convenient? Every time you add those small softening elements, could you, please, when you have a chance, you create space for respect. Now, before we finish, here are 3 quick tips for writing polite requests at work. Tip 1. Always include please, but place it naturally. Please at the end. Could you send the report, please? Sounds better than starting with please send. It softens your tone without changing your message. Tip 2. Don't overuse urgent. Instead of saying it's urgent, try it's quite time sensitive or we need it as soon as possible. It's more diplomatic but still clear. Tip 3. Match your tone to the situation. If it's your boss, stay formal. If it's a colleague you know well, you can sound warmer, like, could you help me out with this? Or any chance you could take a look. Now, let's close with one final story. Elena, a team manager, once told me, I used to think being polite meant being weak. But one day, after she started using softer language, like, would you mind, and I really appreciate your help, her team started responding faster and with more enthusiasm. She realized that politeness doesn't make you less powerful. It actually makes communication smoother and more effective. So here's your challenge today. Look at the last email or message you sent that included a request. Ask yourself, does it sound polite, natural, and clear? If not, try rewriting it with 1 or 2 of today's techniques. Thank you for learning with me. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more business English lessons with Anna. See you in the next video.